Can you break free from a negative cycle and negative loops in your life? Perhaps it's negative situations and circumstances. Maybe you're manifesting the same person in a different body over and over and over again, keep on attracting those narcissists. Maybe it's that, you're having challenges at work or whatever it is. I want to share with you how to break free from that. And it's not actually breaking free when you think about it, but I'm going to explain that more in just a moment. What's really interesting is that I've been able to create great success in a negative cycle. And so those two worlds seem to exist together. But in actuality, what if I told you they can be separate? Meaning that you can experience a negative cycle, but still manifest the things that you want in your life. The paradigm and belief that we have because of the law of attraction spiritual community is that I'm experiencing negative things because I have negative feelings and emotions, and that's manifesting negative realities for myself. But that's not entirely true. I intended to be in the Maldives and I was depressed at the time. I was anxious. I was very unwell. Yet I was still able to manifest this reality for myself. Essentially, what we have to realize is that our beliefs or our belief systems, BS, is all a lie. It's all narratives and stories that we see what we believe, right? Through the reticular activating system, the RAS. What you feel about, what you think about, what you believe about comes about. So you're projecting right now that you're going through a negative cycle. You're experiencing negative karma. You're experiencing the ancestral energies, right? The ancestral blocks. And in this, you are attaching yourself to a pendulum. You're attaching yourself to polarity and not witnessing it for what it really is. So oftentimes when we're going through a negative cycle and we're having a negative experience, we become attached to it. We become a part of it. And it's almost like we're in the box, not being able to see our way out of the box. And so you could be experiencing something, but you don't have bird's eye perspective of what you are actually experiencing. And sometimes when you speak to someone who is outside of the box, you get to see it in a different way. For the past 16 years, I've been studying and mastering the laws of our universe. And I've been doing that in a way that is logical from the 3D reality by gaining knowledge. I made a video about gaining knowledge. Not sure if it's out yet. I don't know if you've seen that one yet, but also seeking the knowledge within, tapping into the spiritual internet and tapping into things like plant medicine, ayahuasca, and mushrooms and things of this nature to really tap into the truth of our reality and the spiritual realm. And during that time, I've been able to travel all over the world. I've been able to make multiple streams of income. I've helped other people become really successful in different areas, making 4, 5, 6, all the way up to the 7-figure levels.
When I had the abundance reprogramming with Gavin, naturally I started to look at my prices of what I was charging and I started upping them. And my business is actually starting to make the incremental steps that I wanted it to make.
In other words, I've been able to duplicate my success into other people. And so when it comes to negative cycles, it's like, this is something bad. I don't want to experience this. I would prefer to be experiencing the other side of the pendulum, the other side of polarity, which is going through a positive cycle in my life, feeling good, feeling great. My life is not good right now. I want my life to be good. I don't like what I'm experiencing right now. I want to experience something good. So that is being in the box. That is being attached to the matrix. That is being attached to the illusion. Now, I'm not saying that in a gaslighty way that you are experiencing this emotion and you shouldn't be feeling it. What I'm saying is when you are experiencing a negative cycle in your life, it's about facing it, embracing it, accepting it, and being one with it. And not asking it to be any different than it is. It is what it is. And once we can accept that and make peace with it 100%, it will dissolve. And oftentimes, because of that, you will experience the opposite of that, which is the thing that you actually want. But because you want it, you are actually creating desire. And desire is a low vibrational frequency. If we look at the map of consciousness, we can see that it's low on the map of consciousness. And so desire is actually a form of enslavement. And that's what I'm saying here. It's you in the box. And so when we experience something negative or feeling bad or not feeling good, we desire to feel good and to feel better and to make things change. If we look at weather, for example, where I live right now in the UK, it's gray skies, a lot of rain, and it's something that's outside of my control. I cannot control the weather. And so the weather in this example is going through a negative cycle, or what we label as a negative cycle. And this is something bad, and the sky is gray and it should be sunny. And then it's like, okay, desire some sun. The thing is, there's nothing we can do about the weather. But because we have information, or we have knowledge, and they say knowledge is power, because we have this information that I can feel positive, I can feel this way, I can manifest my reality, we want it to be different. Because we have Instagram and social media, and we have friends and family that have a better life than us, we see things that we could have and the way that it could be. And by experiencing the lack of not having it, we desire it. This is why sometimes ignorance is the fastest way to manifestation. And I mean ignorance in the way of letting go of the knowledge of this narrative that I need to feel positive, or I need to feel good, or feel better, or end this negative cycle. In the needing of wanting the negative cycle to end, the more it's going to foster, the more it's going to grow, and you're adding energy to it. The more that you want it to change, the more that you are adding energy to it. It's like a snowball going down and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What you put your attention on expands. What you focus on expands. And so what we need to do is recognize it as just energy. Not bad, not good, right? Not negative, just is. The same on the positive side. If you're in a positive cycle in your life, and like it's good right now, everything's so good, like we'd start getting attached and we get in the box of the positivity, and then we don't want to experience the opposite. And sometimes we end up manifesting the opposite because we are desiring and wanting more of the positive. And so what I'm saying here, to step out of the box and accept, surrender, see, become aware of the pendulum, become aware of the negative cycle, and make peace with it. Make complete peace with your current reality. If you want your reality to change, we must accept our current reality completely, not denying it, not saying something that is bad, not going into a delusional mindset, which is something that I used to teach, is just become delusional, live in your own bubble, live in your own positivity. But now I've grown a little bit, and I would say, no, embrace it. Oh yeah, this is what it is right now. This is what my bank account looks like right now. This is what my relationship looks like right now. This is what my life looks like right now. And that's okay. I'm not asking it to be different. I'm not asking life to be different. I'm not asking life to change. I'm accepting where things are at currently 100%, and I'm surrendering to it. Not surrendering as in you're going to let life walk all over you. I mean surrendering in the way that this is what it is right now. And in saying that, I'm also not saying to fight it. It's like accepting this is what it is, and this is what you're working with right now. And how can I almost be grateful for the current situation or circumstance? But Gavin, what if I'm going through something horrendous? What is something very, tragic or big or very, very challenging? Now, again, I've worked with many people. I've been doing this for 16 years. I've seen the highs and lows of people's lives, the most tragic things. And I'm talking about murder. I'm talking about sexual abuse. I'm talking about things that are, some of the worst. But I've also seen the highs and the highs of people's lives. And don't think that I haven't been through some stuff myself. Like, I grew up in the ghetto. I've been through some stuff, some serious stuff. And maybe I'll talk about that in another video. But the thing is, oftentimes is what I see is the person is desiring for it to change. It's what it is right now. Despite how difficult it is for the mind, despite how difficult it is for the body, your spirit, your soul cannot be phased, okay? Your spirit, your soul is infinite. Your spirit, your soul is tapped into Christ consciousness, God, the universe, isness, enlightenment, samadhi, nirvana, oneness, isness, truth. It's your body and your mind that is in effect. It's the electrical signals going through your body that is in effect, that is experiencing the negative cycle. We label that as something bad, and so it creates more of a story and more of a narrative around it. Now, this is difficult for me to say because there's a big, huge belief system that we have. And again, just be very aware right now of what I'm saying, because it is difficult to hear what I'm saying, is that there is a huge need to feel good. And in that huge need to feel good puts us immediately in a pendulum, puts us immediately in the matrix. And now life has us by the balls. Maybe not life, but the pendulum has us by the balls. The polarity has us by the balls. We are trapped back in the matrix. And we think things are supposed to be good and feel good because that's what we've been taught. But in reality, we are in a reality of duality and polarity. So we are supposed to feel bad too, right? And it's recognizing the relationship between the two and realizing the polarity that we have hot and cold, and we need hot and cold, right? We need hot temperature, we need cold temperature, we need direction, we need up, down, left and right, indoors, outdoors, breathe in, breathe out, male, female, yin, yang, opposites, right? We have and experience opposites in our reality. We need the negative in order to experience the positive. And so why would we deny this aspect of self and try to change it when we are experiencing it? The idea that I'm saying here is not to change the negative cycle at all, because every time you try to force your way out of it, or every time that you try to change it, you're going to meet a wall, you're going to meet conflict, you're going to meet more problems, because that's the way the pendulum works. So what I like to say is to become formless, to become empty, to become the seer, to become awareness, to become pure consciousness, and become more and more present with your current reality despite what you're feeling. And one of the ways that you can begin practicing that is to let your emotions and your thoughts play. Let them play completely in the negative cycle. Let them do whatever they want. Let them play in your body. Let them cry. Let them shout. Let them be free to do whatever they like. Let them explore your body completely. Don't try to control them or change them or make them be any different. See your thoughts and emotions as young children playing in a soft playroom, in a playground, having fun, and you're not being a parent to them. In other words, you are not trying to tell them, hey, be careful over there, don't watch out, you're not doing any of that. You're just in pure awareness, watching those kids play. Doesn't matter how negative it is or strong it is. These are all labels and narratives in itself, that I'm feeling a strong feeling right now, or I'm feeling a lower feeling right now, a negative feeling right now, bad feeling right now, a difficult feeling right now. This label in itself is, again, putting us back in the pendulum and putting more energy and adding more fuel to the fire, so to speak. And so don't even label it difficult. Don't even label it challenging. Don't even label it hard, right? Just allow it to express itself fully, deeply, completely, and be in pure awareness, pure witness of it. The more that you practice this and build the muscle of being aware of emotion, negative cycle, negative karma, the more that you're able to dissolve it and release it from your being. In fact, if you practice this long enough, if you allow a negative emotion to just play fully for 15 minutes to 30 minutes, after some time, it will go away completely and it will feel free in your body. And guess what happens? You automatically experience the opposite sometimes, or maybe you'll feel completely neutral. Maybe you go back into peace and equanimity and stillness. I don't know, but what I do know is that emotion will begin to go away, because after some time it gets exhausted of playing, it gets exhausted of doing whatever it needs to do, and it's fully expressed itself now, and now it's free to transmute into another form of energy, just like cold can transmute into hot and vice versa. And watch out for the parts of you that say, I don't like this, I don't want to, or I'd rather feel like this. The narratives, the voices in the mind, the stories that we tell ourselves, and the beliefs, and how attached we are to the identity of feeling the opposite of where we are at currently. Oftentimes we seek freedom, financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom, but very rarely do we seek personal freedom, freedom from the ego, freedom from the mind, and being pure awareness of it. And this, in my opinion, is true knowledge. True knowledge, or real knowledge, is not knowledge that we get from a book or a YouTube video or anything like that. It's being in pure awareness and being aware that everything is God, and this is not negative and this is not positive, just God. Okay? But Gavin, I can't accept that as God. You can't accept it as God because you think it's bad. You think it's evil, or you think it's something that you're not supposed to feel or experience, when it actually is. It's a part of polarity, it's a part of God, it's a part of isness. Your ego is God. All parts of you is God. Everything that you see and experience is God. Everything is the universe, and the universe is you. And so to deny that this is God, to deny these aspects of yourself, is almost like gaslighting, not loving an aspect of yourself. So make peace with the negative cycle. Bring it into your heart. See it with unconditional love. Build a relationship with it. Ask the negative cycle what it needs, because I'm telling you, the negative cycle has needs too, and it wants your attention. You're the one that's avoiding it and pushing it away, trying to say you're not supposed to feel that way, or life, you're not supposed to be doing this to me. I'm different, I'm special, I'm doing the positive stuff, I'm doing all the stuff. Why is life treating me this way, right? Life wants your attention. It's trying to knock on your door and trying to make you aware of something. And the more that you can visit it and talk to the negative cycle as if it's a separate entity to you, when in actuality it's not a separate entity from you. But if you can talk to it as if it's a separate human being and have a discussion with it and ask it what it needs, I'm confident it's going to say that I need love and I need you to accept me for where we are at right now. And once you do that, you will create some peace inside you, which will then manufacture and create peace in your life too. So please be aware that even for me, my narrative, my brain right now, even as I'm recording this video, is saying, man, this is difficult to tell people, because I still have aspects of me still attached to wanting people to feel good, wanting to people to think in high vibes and all this stuff. But in reality, when we step out of duality and we become completely aware, life becomes even more beautiful than we can imagine with the ego, because we are completely free. We have personal freedom, and you can gain more and more personal freedom over time by practicing and letting those emotions and thoughts play. Check the link in the description to continue this journey with me. Much love.